leaving Makkah, there are too many Muslims. There are too many Muslims around. She wants to leave Makkah because she's feeling threatened. There are too many Muslims around. And the Prophet assisted her, and after an hour and a half, she asked, "What's your name? Such a kind man." And my name is Muhammad. The Prophet's name was very unique in Makkah. And her eyes just, became as big as it could become. And then she felt embarrassed, and she said, "Why didn't you tell me that you are Muhammad? I've been bad-mouthing you, bad-mouthing your companions and your religion." And the Prophet, "Because I'm Muslim. Because I am Muslim. That's why I didn't tell you that." If we get too upset about small things, I think we're not going to get far. The Prophet was persecuted, and yet the same people that persecuted him would still smile at them, still treat them with so much dignity and so much respect. So in order to do da'wah, I think we must just be able to be very, very calm, very serene, and just reflect that serenity. I went to a Catholic, they call it Theology on Tap. About 200 Catholic youth were meeting once a month. The church is a huge church, but they are creative, and they have these youth gatherings in a restaurant, put up the speaker system there. And some of the Christian Arabs came up, and unfortunately many of them sound very hostile to the Muslims. And the priest, the father told me, Father Kim, he said, "Imam, you don't have to respond to them. They come from another city to come and ask these silly questions here." So one question they asked, they kept just very hostile. I smiled, and I said, "Well, this is what we feel." The second question they asked, I just smiled, and I say, "Well, this is how we see it, not the way others see us." And by the third time, the father is prodding me and says, stop, you don't have to answer them. They are just being obnoxious." And the third time, when they ask, and I smile and I'm answering the question, the whole crowd applauded. They applauded the fact that these people couldn't get to me and couldn't really upset me, no matter how offensive it sounded. Did any of us here ever make a special dua that Pat Robertson and Jimmy Falwell and all these people should become Muslim? Isn't that the sunnah of the Prophet? The great people who are hostile against Islam, Umar bin Khattab and Amr bin Hisham, Abu Jahl, the Prophet made dua that they should become Muslim. And that's the sunnah of the Prophet. And that's the way we should see Islam. Islam has a resilience that's second to none. We had the Mongols massacring Muslims, and they became the torchbearers of Islam for hundreds of years. America has been in existence 200 years, and we're in trouble because of the route some of our political leaders are taking, especially on foreign policy. But we look at the 500 years the Ottomans, 700 years the Mughals, or maybe just less than that, the Seljuks. And these people were from the same Turkic people that massacred Muslims. Umar bin Khattab went out to assassinate the Prophet, became the champion of Islam. Every potential assassin of the truth, persecutor of the truth, could be persecuted by the truth. Now there are two things. We could come here to the USA to make money, and we could come here to make a difference, and I want you to do both. Make lots of money and make a difference. Who is here is going to become the first millionaire in the family? Anyone? And become a millionaire? Who wants to become the first billionaire? And I think by the time you are 20 years from now, there will be trillionaires. Okay? I want you to become billionaires and trillionaires, because Sulaiman, the prophet, was maybe a zillionaire, right? He had trillions and trillions of money. The richest prophet. Islam has never seen wealth. Wealth could be used favorably. Sometimes poverty could be a curse. There's a saying of the Prophet ﷺ that وَفِتْنَةُ أُمَّتِ الْمَالِ, right? That the fitna, the great chaos of this Muslim will be wealth. Many people just assume that the Prophet said kathratul mal, abundance of wealth. Qillatul mal could also be a curse, because the hadith doesn't say qillatul mal or kathratul mal, little money or abundance of money. And today, because of little money, what happened to the tsunami? Muslims did not have enough money to protect the orphans. The orphans by being snatched away and sometimes forcefully converted to another faith. So I think that is where we need to go. Don't be afraid of wealth, and also we need faith, we need wealth, we need everything. That is what Islam has taught us. One or two other thoughts that we have is that we need to first of all become the best. There's one saying that I came across, and I thought I wanted to share that particular saying with you, and hope it will come back to me. But it's not enough to just have academic prowess. Emotional intelligence, how to speak to people, how to reach out to people, and how to get people over. Our mosque, if someone has a domestic issue, we should have a proper system in place and make sure that people come through that process with dignity. Right? If someone is in trouble, in prison or so, people could get through that process with dignity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us, may Allah protect us, may Allah grant us what we call tawakkul and not tawakkul. Tawakkul means trust, and tawakkul has one extra alif, it means indifference. So between the trust and indifference in Arabic, it's just one single alif that separates the two. We need to become the Khalilur Rahman and not Khadilur Rahman. Khalil means those who are close to Allah, whereas Khadil means those who are abandoned by Allah. Standing up for Fajr, doing your Fajr prayer on times, we cannot overemphasize that. Islam has made of us a monastic community, a community of married monks and nuns. The monks and nuns took our 5 daily prayer, Francis of Assisi, and took it to Italy and took it to the convents and the monasteries. So the monks and nuns today are praying 5 times a day, and they got it from Islam, especially through Francis of Assisi. We must be proud of that. So Islam has given us that. Let us put that, value that, keep the best that Islam has to offer, take the best that other communities have to offer, and groom our children for greatness. I had a meeting 2 days ago, and the family has been here for maybe 2 generations. And they said when they came from Lebanon and they came from other countries overseas, their parents used to tell them, just blend in, don't stand out too much. Today, Muslims have gone past that. And some of you know Native Deen, right? Right? And Native Deen's song is there, I'm not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone, right? You're not afraid to stand out, not afraid to be different, not afraid to be Muslim, not afraid to say I have to go for Jummah, I have to do my prayer, even if it's at the airport or anywhere else. That is what we need. We don't need an identity crisis. So these are a few of the thoughts. I think some other thoughts will still come as we talk. But we need that vertical faith and horizontal faith. Islam cannot function if we are not connected with Allah. When Muslims had caravanserais, when Muslims had the equivalent of youth hostels, free traveling opportunities, zakah could go to people who are traveling, the fitiyan lodges in Turkey, people could go there, sleep have free lodge, free food, and also take money with them. That could only be possible because people had vertical faith, vertical trust, and then the horizontal trust could be in place. One more point.